Yinka Me Jude. I'm here because you're there. Dr. Charles Kekereku Aborishade Adiogu. He's right here in the studio, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good to have you join us.
Thank you.
Why were you laughing?
Because I'm trying to find out if it's really me I introduced.
He is Charles, Dr. Charles Adiogun. Good to have you again.
Thank you.
All right. Quickly, I just want you to say something as regards exercising. In this part of the world, we see a lot of big people around. Who really don't want that kind of fatness. But then there is nothing you can do about it because it's just what it is. And so we're just looking at, ways whereby or what you can do, to keep fit, what people should start doing, to keep fit, what you think they should start doing or stop doing, the kind of food they've been eating that they should get to stop, and a couple of things here and there, how to stay fit without a gym. In this part of the world, Nigeria, because it was gym, hit the gym. What are those things we can do aside going to the gym, in order to keep fit? Because right now, keeping fit is like the big ladies. Everyone is I want to keep fit. I want to, and all of that. So, how can we keep fit without necessarily going to a gym?
Well, that's good. It's a very relevant question. When it comes to our health, our weight plays a significant role in the quality of our health, because we've talked about it before on the show, that people that are overweight are at risk. They're at a risk of certain illnesses, and those illnesses, ultimately would, cause some major problems to their cardiovascular health, to arthritis of the knees in some cases, and then for some people diabetes, even risk of certain cancers. But basically, being overweight, we know that is not healthy for anyone. So if you are on the big side because of genetics, because some people, that weight is follow come. It's not your fault that you have the weight, because it runs in your lineage. Everybody around you,
everyone is big.
They're on the big side. So when you know that you belong to that class, then that means that you have more work to do, because that means on your part, you need to be intentional about the number of calories that you consume and then your level of activity. Most times for everybody, the simple rule of maintaining your weight has to do with your input and your output. How much of calories do you take in and how much of it do you actually expend in terms of your exercises, in terms of your activity. A lot of people are sedentary. They are used to just being in one place, not just because they want to. Sometimes it's because of the kind of job they do. And for some other people, it's a matter of choice, They just have people who can always run the errands for them while they just, give out the instructions and send people on errands. But the truth is, we all need to exercise. Exercise is not even only for people who are overweight. It is part of being healthy.
Okay.
It is part of what makes you tones your muscles, makes your joints more flexible, improves your circulation, improves your mood, maintains a healthy weight, makes your heart stronger, your cardiovascular system stronger. All these things are very essential, because people that are sedentary, that don't move around, they are those class of people who are likely to form blood clots too, which is potentially deadly in some cases. So it's very important that you get moving. And then the kind of food that you eat, you have to be intentional about the calories, the contents of the food. Now, food is both quality and quantity. So you're going to make sure that you are restricting the portion you are consuming. Some people would want to eat in front of you, and you will be afraid for them when you see the quantity of food that is already in front of them, and that is just a single meal. Some people have huge appetites, and that is how they eat all the time. And they eat like that in the morning, they eat like that at lunch, they eat heavily at night, and they eat in between meals. So how would you not add up weight? And you keep eating in one position. You are being served the food, on your desk, on your seat, where you are. You're not moving around. You're not burning the calories for any reason. So you would understand that this kind of people are the kind of people that ultimately they will have weight problems. And when you have weight problems, like we said, you're at risk of many conditions. So it is very important that you cut out alcohol, because alcohol too contains calories and gives you the belly fat. And for a lot of people who they think exercise is stress, they will say, the work I'm doing too is stressful enough. Is it not enough exercise? My moving to and fro in the house, is it not enough exercise? It is not enough. You need to actually move, take walks. And walking is one of the simplest and most effective exercises that you can ever do. When you walk, it helps so many parts of your body, apart from your circulation, apart from the joint movement. It helps your muscles, it helps your cardiovascular system, and even aside that, it even helps people who have constipation, because it helps your bowel motions too. It's very important that we get moving. You take your walks, have at least 30 minutes of walk every day. If you can do it morning and evening, the better. Then if you know you have the stairway, use the staircase instead of the elevators. It's helpful. You are not punishing yourself. It's something that is good for you. And there's something we call sarcopenia. Sarcopenia is when you start losing muscle mass, and that comes with age. And research has shown that your longevity, has to do with the quality of your muscles. So if you lose all your muscles, then what do you have left in your older years when sarcopenia sets in? You have to build your muscle now that you are youthful, now that you can exercise, and your body transforms itself based on how you teach it to perform. So if you are one that is used to exercises, your body will get accustomed to it, and your body will thank you for it. Your joints will be flexible, will be supple. You won't have to want to pick something and you're hearing sounds everywhere, because everywhere is stiff, and then you're having a lot of friction in your joints. You need to make sure that movement is part of you. And the choice of foods, very, very important. We eat a lot of carbohydrates in this part of the world. So it's not only about carbohydrates. We need to have a rethink on the kind of foods we eat. In Nigeria here, I have seen people who would eat the normal white bread and take a bottle of soft drink on it. And I'm wondering, where is the nutrition in this? Or what is the nutrition in this? You're just piling up sugar. We're not seeing proteins in your food. We're not seeing veggies in your food. We're not seeing any sorts of vitamins in your food. How are you expecting to stay healthy? How are you going to meet up all the nutritional requirements that you need? It's almost impossible to meet up all the nutritional requirements. And for every age bracket, you have peculiar nutritional requirements, because as a child, what you require is different from when you are a teenager, different from when you are an adult, it's different from when you are elderly. So it's very important that we incorporate all this. And in cases where you don't know, you're at a loss at what to do, you could, we have dietitians, we have nutritionists who can advise you. We don't seek professional help enough in this country. That's part of the problem we experience. So even in your nutrition, if you know that you are having issues with getting the right kinds of food that suits your particular underlying condition, or the kind of person you are, or what is in your lineage in terms of underlying illnesses, then see a nutritionist. A nutritionist will draw up a meal plan for you, and they will make sure that you're getting all the nutrients you need in their right proportions, and they will be well spaced out. And even if you would need to eat in between meals, they will advise you on what's best.
I want to ask you a question as regards that, but before I do that, this is VOP 90.3 FM. Everyone, feel free. I would always ask you to send your questions, right? So we can help you, answer them. The doctor is going to answer your question. So you're free to also send a question today, all right? For those other questions I've not been able to, ask the doctor on your behalf, please do that today. The WhatsApp number is open. The WhatsApp portal is open right now. The number is 081-717-56338. 081-717-56338. Just send your question. I don't take calls on the show. But send a question to me. Okay? Now, you're talking about food. So there's a portion of food one can, yes, now I know what I'm asking. So there's a portion of food that you see in someone's plate to feel, this one is too much, care. What is it? You want to kill yourself?
because
It's a portion of food.
yes, because sometimes it's very shocking when you see the quantity of food some people plan to eat and what they plan to consume all at once at a sitting, and you ask yourself, why are you flooding your digestive system with so much all at once, and you're not even spacing out these meals. And when you even look at the quality of what is on the plate, is really nothing to write home about. It's all about the quantity. So that the person is coming from the mindset of, let me just fill my stomach with something. And
Doc, you don't see where guy man sit down, they chop eba. They ask for 5 wraps, 6 wraps, 7 wraps. They throw them up, they catch them, they dive them inside soup and all of that.
Absolutely.
So what would you say?
Well, the truth is, when you are eating so much carbs, I would ask you first and foremost, why do you need to eat so much carbs? And secondly, what's your level of activity? How do you intend to burn up these things? If you're a very active person who maybe after you finish eating all that, then you are running a kilometer race, or you are using the stairway and you are not waiting for the elevator, I would say, okay, maybe you have a way of burning it up. But you find people eating all that, downing fizzy drinks on it, and in the night they'll go for alcohol reunion with friends, where they will now top it up with all sorts of drinks. And at the end of the day, you ask yourself, so how do you intend for your body to actually metabolize everything that you have put into the body? And when they ask you, your belly fat, what are you doing about it? You just say, well, what can I do? Everybody is not ready to take the right steps in terms of commitment to eating the right things and making sure that their exercise regimen too, that they are meant to follow, that they stay committed to it. It's so easy for everybody to say, I'm working on my weight. But if you truly ask them, very honestly, what are they really doing in terms of practical things to calm down, you'll find out that they themselves know that they're not doing enough. It is all about lip service of, I want to lose weight. Only few people actually stay committed, because it requires a lot of discipline for you to say no to your cravings, for you to say, no, this is not right for me, or I am going to eliminate this completely from my diet. And it's also hard for people to watch other people eat what they are craving for without them putting or stretching their hands to say they want to join in. So it takes a lot of discipline. So when it comes to your health, we keep saying you have a huge role to play in that decision making. It is your choice, and the ability to stay consistent with your choices actually determines your outcomes at the end of the day.
How to stay fit without hitting the gym? I also want to ask, can I go to the gym? Can I always exercise and eat everything I want to eat, anything I want to eat? Because I'm, burning it out somewhere.
That is what some people say. They say, well, if you know how much workout I do, I don't think anything I eat should matter. But it should matter, because, like we said, is garbage in, garbage out. Whatever you feed your body gives back to you. So you can't expect to feed your body with junks and expect good health, or you expect good gut health, or expect that you have a normal functioning system. You're going to be at risk of high cholesterol, high sugar diet, fatty liver, and all sorts of things that can come, even cardiovascular complications, just because of you're having the wrong kind of diet. We have the good kind of fats, and we have the unhealthy fats. People must be educated, and they must be aware of this. There are some kind of fats that once you start eating, binging on the butters, the spreads, the saturated fats, you would find out that at the end of the day, all those things end up accumulating in your blood and clogging your arteries at the end of the day, and puts you at risk of stroke and cardiovascular illnesses. So it's very important that anything you want to eat, once you are served food, you do a mental assessment of everything in that plate. And ask yourself, what is each component going to do to your body? What nutrients are you going to derive from each of the components? And that is where intentionality starts. Because if you know that this is not good for you, but because others are eating it, or because you just have a kind of preference for it, you now forget about the nutritional value and say, well, something will kill a man. I can't kill myself. This is just to unwind. And all it takes for you to break your discipline, the so-called discipline for people who are on that weight loss journey, is just that, okay, just this one time, let me just indulge, just this one time. I've stayed away from it, and that one time will lead to another time, will lead to another time, will lead to another time, and you now see that you're back to square one, and you now find out that everything you've been doing to lose weight has actually been futile. So it's very important that you know that it's consistency. Consistency is the key. Once you embark on that journey, you need to stay committed to the journey and stay consistent. And it requires discipline, and it requires you saying no to many things. because that is the only way you can get the outcome you want. Otherwise, you'll just be running around circles.
So if I want to lose weight now, is about what I eat and exercising.
It's about what you eat and exercises, unless you have a medical condition that affects your metabolism. Some other conditions exist that it is not the person's fault, regardless of what the person eats. The person may just be adding weight or even losing weight without trying. Particularly thyroid dysfunction.
Okay.
When you have thyroid dysfunction, that is a gland in your neck that controls your metabolism. So to a very large extent, for a lot of people who have thyroid dysfunctions, it's going to be a tug of war dealing with their weight. So if they're hyperthyroid, they will be losing weight without trying. And if they're underactive thyroid, that means they'll be gaining weight without trying. And you just see them overweight and they keep telling you it's not about the food. I don't know why, I'm just adding up weight. Okay. So it's very important that you go for your investigations and let the doctor actually rule out some other potential causes of obesity in you, so that you know where your obesity is coming from, whether it's only genetics or it has other associated factors.
Let me ask you, what kind of exercise does a man that is above, or a man and a woman above, or a person that is above 50? Recently, someone was telling me, no, if you are above 50, you don't have to jog anymore because of your knees. The way you were jogging and it might not be good for your knees and that. What you need is brisk walking. You just need that's it. But I want to hear from you as a doctor. But
the truth of the matter is that really you don't need anything that is too exertive, because the truth of the matter is that exercise is not really something to drain you. There's a thin line between exercise and stress. If you say you just take a 10 minutes or 15 minutes walk, it's different from you saying you're taking a 2-hour walk, for instance. Because the truth of the matter is the idea is not to drain you. The idea is just to keep your system as active as possible. Different people have different peculiar underlying illnesses. So if you know that age is no longer on your side, the important thing is that you always get moving and you do that frequently. Okay. You don't have to take a 2-hour walk. You don't have to take a 1-hour walk. Do what is convenient for you. What is the point of an elderly person going for an exercise and is gasping for air, or the person becomes breathless, and has other complications?
When you say elderly, what age? I want you to, let's be specific.
65 and above is elderly. Okay. Everybody knows that once you hit the age of 65, you are not as usual again. No matter how you look, if you look like sweet 16, you are not the same again. You belong to the geriatric population, and a lot of things are happening in your body, a lot of changes. For the women, they're already menopausal. They're already having bone loss. They're already having reduced bone density. Osteoporosis has set in. Even for some of the men, the joints are not the same. You're having osteoarthritis, wear and tear of the joints. All the cartilages and ligaments that are holding your joints in place, they are wearing away. You've used it for 65 years, for heaven's sake. It can't be the same. So all you just need to do at that point in time is for you to do a thorough maintenance of what you have. You don't want it to depreciate beyond what it is. Normally, age, of course, depreciates your health. We all know that. But you now need to maintain what you have so that it will serve you for longer. That's the best thing you can do. You get to move. You're not doing any exercise that will make you fall, because falls in the elderly is deadly, potentially deadly, because if you have fractures, it will be more difficult to heal. Your bone density is not the same. If you go for surgeries, you're at a risk of having complications from your surgery, because by that time you already have other underlying conditions. Your healing is not like it used to be. Your immune system is not like it used to be. So you don't even want anything that would complicate your issues. For an elderly person, stay active as much as you can. And your activity may even mean doing a little household chores, still cooking if you enjoy cooking, still do things around your house. You don't have to send people on errands for anything. If you have a garden, tend your garden, still do some things actively, but not anything that will exert you unnecessarily. That's the key point. Something that, you still feel, safe doing those things. And to a very large extent, you're still very comfortable with those activities. So that's what I advise that the elderly should do. Nothing stressful, nothing that would put you at risk of a fall. Very, very essential, very, very important. And then weight-bearing exercises are very essential too. Weight-bearing exercises are important, because when you do weight-bearing exercises, you see that your bones get stronger, especially for women who are already menopausal, and then the density of their bone is not like it used to be. The bone is thinning out and all that. So weight-bearing exercises, you can't underestimate it. And for your muscles, you need to keep your muscles active. You need to keep them active because, like we said, sarcopenia sets in the elderly. So you need to make sure that your muscles, are still well toned, and you maintain the bulk of your muscles. So that means you're still eating your healthy proteins, which are necessary for muscle maintenance, and you're making sure that all the right supplements that you need to be on, you are on them, because there are some essential supplements that would always help the elderly. So as the case may be, you would say you go for your regular wellness check as an elder, for instance, a senior citizen, so that when your doctor checks you and they notice any nutritional deficiencies or anything, they can advise you on the supplements to be on, because menopausal women have to be on certain types of vitamins. They're on vitamin D, they're on calcium supplements, they're on some magnesium supplement, because a lot of things would happen. Even for you to build your muscles well, you need quality sleep too. You need quality sleep, and in that age bracket, a lot of people may have sleep disturbances relating to menopause, and the transition into the senior years comes with a lot of challenges. So it's very important that all these things are kept in perspective, and you adhere to the instructions of your doctor. You can't underestimate exercise if you want to live long and have a good quality of life.
Okay, so the essence of, the idea of because you're aging and you start, asking people to go get you this, get you that, get you these, and all that.
That one is called. It's based on culture. Based on culture, you are the elder in the house, and you have younger people around. So it's just
health-wise, we're talking about your health.
Yeah, but now going into the minds of our people, that is how they see it. Why would I have young people around me and I'll be the one running up and down, going to pick things in the kitchen, going to pick something there? So they just dish out instructions. You do this, you do that, you do this. So they are seated in one place, stationary, and they are deteriorating in their health. So this serves as a platform for people to learn that, look, if you want that body to serve you for longer, you need to keep it moving.
So the only thing that can really help people is exercising. The way you're saying it now.
Exercising, eating.
Which supersedes the other? Food, or exercise, or exercising.
Both are important, because without good food, how would you even have energy to do the exercise? So your nutrition too is key. What you give your body, garbage in, garbage out. You don't give your body the right foods. You have nutrients. You have macronutrients, micronutrients. So if you have macronutrient deficiency, there are some deficiency conditions you would encounter. And if you have micronutrient deficiency, there are also some deficiencies that you would also encounter. So nutrition is paramount, then your exercise.
Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Everyone, I told you can start sending in your questions, right? Any question you want to ask. The doctor is capable. Okay. Right now, I can boldly tell you that we have 3 doctors in the studio. I am Dr. Jude. Ikami Jude. It not concern you whether which school I go. We make a doctor. And then we have the doctor that has been speaking, Dr. Charles Adeogun. And while we were speaking, Dr. Otegbeye Lumumba came into the studio. Dr. Otegbeye Lumumba is a surgeon. I told you we have plenty of doctors, okay? So if I talk to you, I know it's not. They beat my chest. They tell you we get capacity for everywhere. We have the capacity, enough capacity to get capacity. We have it. Come on, Dr. Lumumba, please talk to us this morning. Good to have you join us again.
Good morning, listeners. Good morning, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me. When I came in, I heard you were talking about exercises and diets and nutrition.
Of course.
Yeah, I've been for over 20 years been very, very much interested in physical fitness and nutrition. And before then,
before you go on, Dr. Otegbeye studied in
Poland.
Poland.
Yeah, you can never underestimate the power of nutrition, especially your supplements. Your supplements are your nutritions anyway. And the reason why they are called supplements is because they are supplementing what is deficient in the food you are eating, which is supposed to be there.
I like the word suppose.
Yes, supposed. So you are supplementing it. Supplementary diet. Supplementary therapy. For instance, if I remove your thyroid gland now, which I can do very easily, you will have to
never do it. Very easy. We're inside this studio, sir. Please don't do it.
You will have to go on supplementary therapy, taking supplementary thyroid hormones so that your body could function and metabolize your system.
Okay.
So the thyroid gland is responsible for the body metabolism. So without it, you won't be able to survive. You understand me? Those who are on diabetic and diabetic treatment, to who have high blood sugar, they supplement insulin too.
Yeah.
That's why they take insulin. You understand me? So when they say supplementary diet, it means that something is missing. It's due to the fact of the kind of food we eat these days. Most of them are processed and have been deprived of the natural supplement that is supposed to be in them. I always forget the name of this Hollywood actor who was in the spotlight, and all of a sudden they discovered he had cancer, and they gave him the doctors gave him and don't let us say doctors, I think life gave him 6 months to live, because when we start saying the doctor, it's as if the doctors are the ones sentencing somebody to death. Yeah, I feel always bad when the pastors will say, who are you going to believe? Are you going to believe the doctor's report? The doctor didn't cook it up in order to spite you.
But now you interpret them.
No, but it's based on the findings.
Anybody can interpret it.
It's based on the scientific findings.
It's your health status according to the present day technology available. Okay. You understand me? And that we are there, we understand it better, so we tell you. You understand? So, as they say, somebody say, doctor, you are always praying that people will fall ill. No. Since God has chased men out of the Garden of Eden, there have been adversity. The devil was in the world. So it is definitely sure that you will be afflicted one time or the other. So when you are afflicted, our prayer is that you will remember us so that we can save you. We don't pray that people should fall in. It's a wrong concept. So coming back to...
I understand.
Yeah. This guy didn't want anybody to see him ill. I don't know if you saw Patrick Swayze before he died. He had pancreatic cancer. He looked terrible. If you go onto the net now and you check on Bruce Willis, yes, he looks terrible now. It's just a shadow of what he used to be. So he didn't want anybody to remember him that way. So he gave up everything, distributed his will live, and they took him to the wilderness, and he walked away to go and die.
Wow.
And he didn't take anything with him because he wanted to die as soon as possible. But when he got hungry, he started eating raw vegetables. And the first month went, he was feeling better. The second month, as 6 months passed, his muscles were growing, he was running. I'm supposed to be dead. Like a year, he was like a young man. And he went back to his doctor, dirty and shabby from the woods, and they did his test. It was cancer-free. Whoa! All because he was eating food that were naturally produced, not through any kind of chemical. Most of the food that we even buy from farmers, they have either pesticides or what. Then we come back, we start taking a lot of paracetamol. There is I think it's in Tibet, the monks, when they die, they don't bury their dead ones. They take them, they dismember them and take them up onto the mountains and just drop them there. The vultures come and eat up the flesh. You understand me? That's the way they dispose of their dead ones. But all of a sudden, they discover that when they take those dismembered, the vultures aren't coming, the whole place is smelling, the health is decaying, and they now searched around. They now saw that the doctors too were dead. They now called in the authorities and they took samples of the vultures to the laboratory to see what was killing them. They saw a very high percentage of paracetamol in the vultures. It was the paracetamol the people were eating now poisoned the vultures.
Whoa!
Oh yes. So when I learned of that, this is a true story. Evident. When I learned of that, I just hold back from just dishing out paracetamol to my patients.
Doc, I know a friend who consumes paracetamol like everything.
Yes, that's why
every little thing, na paracetamol.
Yes.
Every little thing. I'm tired, I'm weak, headache, paracetamol.
Let me tell you, now I'm suffering from severe back pains because of my profession. We stoop over patients, operating them for hours. Eventually, my back muscles are giving way. And there was a time that it hurt so much that my spine was swollen. The interdiscal space was bulging out that much, that was swollen. That my colleague had to take the picture and show me. I was on an outreach. I had to sleep on the floor for 2 days. And whenever I have my back pains, I rather go for physiotherapy rather than take any analgesic. You understand me? So it's part of our diet, what you put in your mouth. So we're talking about supplementary diets. And now, since I was in Poland, I've forgotten the name of this drug that we used to use for pancreatitis. One very long name. This awful chemical. When you read about the side effect overrides even the
benefits.
The benefits. Who was the doctor who was saying, "Oh Lord, save us"? If the treatment is more grievous than the pain itself. So,
okay.
But I've been thinking about how can the body regenerate and rebuild itself. In Poland, they believe when you have flu, kacha, they will load you with vitamin C. Vitamin C is responsible for especially rebuilding the connective tissues. Connective tissues, as the name denotes, these are the tissues that connect the cells together, that holds our body together. So they believe that when your nose is running or you have upper respiratory diseases, there are so many, your vessels have become more porous, allowing leakage to occur. That's why the leakages are now dripping out through your nose, which is true. So they give you a lot of vitamin C so that those holes in between the cells will be rebuilt and it will seal up the vessels.
Okay.
Learning about these principles, I started to investigate, but something spectacular happened one day. In Europe, you have what you call the sugar shop?
Okay.
You have all sorts of candy shop.
All right.
Yes, candy shop. In Polish language, they call it cukiernica, and sugar is cukier. So the name given to the shop is actually brought out of sugar.
Sugar.
And it is true. Everything they sell there is sugar in different form, in different coloring. You eat a lot of sugar. So of course now, the repercussions are holes in the teeth. So I had a hole in my tooth, and I had so many patients I forgot because of the workload. It was after I've seen the 70th patient, and I said, let me rest. And I remember,
70?
Yes. And I remember that.
Patients?
Yes, in Europe, you can see someone. I now remember that my tooth was paining me. I now ran to the dentist. Of course, my colleague told me that I don't finish work tomorrow. So I sat down in the injection room, didn't know what to do, holding my cheek in my hand. And the nurse came and said, doctor, what's wrong with you? I said, I have a hole in my tooth, it's paining me. And the nurse said, put Bico now. And I know I looked surprisingly at her. And she smiled and said, oh, you don't know about it. Let me show you. And she just went away, filed open a Bico ampoule. I said, open your mouth. I know when you are distressed, when you see somebody who seems to be helpful, whatever I says, you obey. I just opened my mouth and she just put a drop of Bico into the hole of the teeth. The moment that drop touched the pulp, it was a miracle. You know how tooth pain, toothache pains, the pain disappeared. I was shocked. I looked at her astonishingly and she was so happy. And she said, you think you doctors know everything now? I said, wow.
Okay.
Since that day, when I had my night duty, my call duty, and the matron comes to next morning, if two drugs are missing, vitamin Bico and suppository, I said, Dr. Otegbeye was something.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Otegbeye. Yes, that's Dr. Otegbeye. In case you're just joining us, Dr. Otegbeye Lumumba is his name, and we have Dr. Charles Adiogu. I'll start reading out the questions, any moment. But then I want to ask, sedentary. People sit down a whole lot. Some people job not to sit down from morning till night for office. And some don't even know the disadvantage, how it affects you. Dr. Charles, tell us.
Well, sedentary lifestyle, like you said, is just about you not being, you're immobile. You're just in one place, stationary, either because you're at your desk or for other reasons. It's advised that now a lot of people should keep moving, because now research has shown that prolonged sitting is like the new smoking. So all the adverse effects that smoking brings to you, prolonged sitting can bring it to you. So prolonged sitting at your desk can increase your chances of cardiovascular illnesses, can also increase your chances of obesity, diabetes, blood pressure, elevated blood pressure, and the likes. So it's very important that after every 2 hours of sitting in one position, you move. You move for about 15 to 20 minutes before you come back. That's why it's advisable that at organizational settings, they create breaks, intervals where people should, get up, do a little shake up, exercise, take a walk, and then come back. It's very, very advisable, because you don't even want to start forming blood clots, because people don't go for health checks normally, and they're already managing one underlying condition that is still unknown to them. Right. And then they are now sedentary. By the time the complications would arise, you'll find out that somebody can have pulmonary embolism because he has had a blood clot that was missed. Or for instance, the person already has a cardiovascular illness that is worsening by the day because of lack of exercise. So it's advised that organizations should put it in part of their policy or part of their operations to give their employees, those breaks in between. After every 2 hours of sitting, please let them move around. And then even the employees themselves should also set reminders for themselves that you need to move around. You need to make sure that you stay active. Take walks, brisk walking. If you can jog, you you jog. If you can use the stairway, you do so. It helps you to stay active. It helps your heart to pump better. It helps your circulation. It helps your mood overall. Because at the end of the day, the work that has kept you sedentary for maybe 7 hours or 8 hours every day, one day you're going to retire from that work, but the effects of your sedentary lifestyle will live with you forever. So whatever complications will come from that sedentary lifestyle, you will bear the brunt of it and not that organization. So it is dependent on the choices you make now, how you want your retirement to be, how you want your senior years to be. You have to start now and make the right choices.
All right. Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. After this short break, we'll start answering your questions. My name is Jude. Stay there.
Lagos, are you ready? The Niger Landlord Summit 2025 is here. Join us on Saturday, 1st November 2025 at the Golden Tulip Hotel, International Airport Road, for the biggest gathering of real estate minds in Nigeria. Come and discover how to profit from the booming housing demand in Nigeria. Explore funding and investment opportunities that work. Gain insights and government housing policies shaping the market. Experience the latest prop tech innovations Solutions, transforming property ownership. Network with top developers, investors, and policymakers all in one room. Don't miss this power-packed event. Registration is 50,000 naira only, with full access to sections, exhibitions, with premium networking and refreshment. How to register? Make payment to VOPFM account number 112-416-8488. Again, 112-416-8488. Zenith Bank. Send your proof of payment via WhatsApp to 0707 115 4297 0707 115 4297. The Niger Landlord Summit 2025. Profitability in real estate management, prospects and opportunities. Your gateway to wealth through real estate. Powered by VOP 90.3 FM.
Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Welcome back, everyone. It's time to answer, your questions. Okay, the doctors are here. I've got Dr. Charles here. I've got Dr. Tegbe Lumumba also. Let's look at all of these together, one by one. But make sure your questions are just brief. Okay, so let's get to it quickly. Doc, someone is asking a question. He said, please. My wife gave birth on May 20th this year. May 20th, 2025. All right? May 20th. But up until now, she has not seen her period. May. This is May, June, July, August, September. This is October. 5 months now. She hasn't seen her period. And so this guy says he's wondering whether all is well. I said, and she's breastfeeding, and they are both okay. I don't know. He's just trying to say the breastfeeding is fine and all of that. The baby is okay, but he is surprised and worried. 5 months she hasn't seen her period after childbirth.
Well, it's not unusual. Oh, that can be a situation that is seen in some cases. It doesn't necessarily depict that.
It's not unusual.
Yes, it cannot. It's not necessarily a problem. By the time pregnancy ends officially and lactation is going on, lactation is a form of natural contraception in some cases. So it causes a lot of disruption in the normal hormone. That's why the hormone prolactin that helps in lactation, if a woman has high prolactin, even if she's not pregnant, it will be difficult for her to conceive, in that state. So, all those kind of situations can cause an imbalance, a temporary or transient imbalance in how things are. So I don't think it's much of a problem. You just do a watchful wait and, you keep observing. I believe she should still be going, for some checks at the hospital, because after 6 weeks of delivery, you're expected mother and child to go to the hospital to be fully examined and knowing that everything is well. But aside that, she should still be going to see her doctor from time to time. And ultimately, if it stays longer than that, then, maybe other things will be looked at. But for now, I don't think there's any cause for alarm. So far, she's lactating well and everything seems stable. Because I believe that also, that should not be much of a concern to them, because I don't think they want to have a child immediately again now. So, I don't think it's much of a problem.
Someone is asking, can meningitis cause body pain?
Meningitis is an inflammation, is an infection that affects the coverings of the brain called the meninges. So those meninges, when they get inflamed, you have meningitis. Typically, it presents, with certain symptoms like your fever, your headache, neck stiffness, what we call photophobia, inability to look at lights, So those are the main things that they see. And there are certain signs that a doctor elicits on people with meningitis, like the Koenig sign, Brudzinski sign. These are medical terms that a doctor would understand. So you don't make that diagnosis. So I'm always if you notice, when somebody is asking a question and they're giving themselves a diagnosis, I'm very, very wary of that, because you're not a doctor. Why are you thinking of meningitis? Why is your mind going to meningitis? Because you have body pains. So please don't diagnose yourself. If you know you have body pains or you're having any symptoms that seems persistent or is a concern to you, please go to see a health professional. They are the best people to actually help you diagnose with precision what the problem is. So it doesn't even sound like meningitis if the only symptom is talking about is body pain.
No, he's saying that stiff neck and hands or body pain can lead to stroke,
Stiff neck, it can happen now when you lie down, even a wrong posture of sleeping, or maybe you're always at your desk and you're always bent, the kind of chair you sit, and not ergonomic chairs that support your head and your neck and your back. You can have muscular sprains or strains that give you some discomfort. So not every neck stiffness means meningitis. Sometimes it's just postural or something to do with your muscle strain or stress on the muscles, depending on the kind of job you do and how long you've been in that position for. So if you would make a diagnosis of meningitis, it must be by a medical professional, and those other symptoms I mentioned, plus some other signs the doctor will elicit on the patients, must be confirmed. And then there are also tests to do, like the lumbar puncture, that eventually now confirms the diagnosis.
Okay. Someone is also asking a question. Please, I want to ask doctor if it is good taking much bitter things, because I love eating bitter things much. It sweetens me a whole lot too, though I take sugar, but just once a while. Please, does it have any side effect? And also, I take much water. Sometimes in the morning when I have not eaten, I may be highly thirsty. On the process, I may take much water that might not allow me eat much, because I have taken much water that I can't go for much food again. For that, I may just take little food and go my way, or I might only even take any food, but with the water I will be okay. Now the big question is, he's asking if it's good to take bitter things, because according to him, he loves to take bitter things. To him, it's sweet.
And when you say bitter things, now things is non-specific. I don't know what exactly you call bitter things. I may be thinking herbs, you may not be thinking herbs. I don't know what it is that he's calling bitter. But the truth of the matter is, whatever you're taking, make sure it's something that you know very well, and it's something that is natural as possible. And make sure that they are not always in mixture form, because chemical reactions do occur between different compounds. So when you merge different things together, there is a reaction going on with them, and at the end of the day, the mixture is no more any of the individual components. It becomes a different compound altogether, and you may not know what effect it may have on your health. So for me, it's always good for you to have, my advice to you, always know exactly what you're consuming, whether it's bitter or whatever it is, but make sure it's all natural, and make sure it is something you know very well, and it is something that it can stand the test of time. You're not just doing things by experiment, because this is your body you're talking about here. You can't do trial and error. So okay. I would advise that if you are drinking water often, I want to believe you've been thirsty all the time. So if you are thirsty more than usual, maybe you should check your blood sugar levels, and maybe you also have what we call dry mouth, because some people do have dry mouth too, where they always feel they need to moisten their mouth all the time or their tongue all the time.
Okay, Dr. Lumumba, I will ask you this question because you're close to it. Can matching sewing machine be part of exercise? Sewing machine,
that peddling
peddling, right? That's exactly what the person is saying here. Would you consider that as exercise?
I hope we have time. One monotonous kind of movement cannot be called an exercise.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. When you go to the gym is not all about weights only and the muscles you pack there. It's about giving your body, all your parts of your body, adequate movements. And these days there are forms of exercises that they call functional movement exercises, which means they mimic you're carrying a bucket, opening a door, things like that. So you have to balance the movement you engage yourself in. I don't know if Dr. Adiogun emphasized the fact that over 70% of your body is muscle. And that shows that this body is made to move, not to stay in one point. Due to the MRI results that investigations that we have today, research has been done that people who grow muscles have brain growth. Their brain grow. So it has been discovered that those who exercise are less likely to have all this Alzheimer, Parkinson, and co, which is logical. If a particular unit of neurons excite a particular mass of muscle. When the muscle mass increase, they need more electric charges. So those neurons must increase ultimately. It's what we call it in medicine. In Polish we call it przędzenia zwrotne. Negative or positive.
Okay, positive feedback
positive
mechanism.
feedback system. Yeah. Sorry, my Polish gets in the way at times. so this lady is just sitting down and doing one action. Eventually, we wear out those joints and those muscles she's using if she doesn't give herself a rest and exercise other parts of the body. We had a fantastic cricketer. His name was Yinka Gbotosho. He played for the national team. I played with him before I left. And he told me when he got to Britain, he joined a professional cricket club. He was amazing. But the British coach stopped him, said he wasn't going to play with him. He was better than all his players. Why? Because he has been throwing the ball, which is bowling, with only one hand, and that side of his body was 3 times bigger than the other side.
Of course.
So this coach immediately noticed the disbalance and sent him to the gym to train the other side. That's exactly what, if he continues, the forces that he uses with that side would eventually damage the weaker side.
So in other words, you're saying that the sewing machine, handling sewing machine cannot be
no exercise.
Okay. Now to you, Dr. Adeogun, another question is my question is it good for a man above 45 years to eat egg?
Eggs are healthy, rich protein. They also contain choline. They contain very essential nutrients that helps your body. What do proteins do? They build your body and they repair damaged tissue. So we all need that at every point in our life. There's no point in time that you don't require proteins. Now the question is, how much of eggs do you eat and what frequency? So that's what we determine. I don't expect the man, for instance, to be eating 10 eggs every day.
Okay.
That will not make sense. Okay. But yes, he can eat eggs. If he doesn't have anything that stops him from eating eggs, maybe he has extremely high bad cholesterol and everything, he can eat eggs. Eggs are safe within moderate limits. That is why in nutrition we must emphasize that nutrition has overnutrition and undernutrition. So there's a kind of malnutrition that is overnutrition. When you give your body more than what it needs, it becomes a problem. And when you give it lower than what it needs, it's also a problem.
Somebody saying good morning, but they say paracetamol is the least side effective drug for pain.
Says who? Paracetamol, yes, it's safe in most cases, but now we're talking of the dose and the frequency of use. The effect of any medication on your body has to do with what dosage and what duration of use do you use it for. I have personally heard people that will tell you they used paracetamol in anticipation of a pain that has not come yet. Because they will say, normally by 2 p.m. I normally feel this pain, so let me start using the paracetamol now by 12. So it becomes a problem. And your liver takes a blow on this. And there's something we call analgesic nephropathy, that it's only a matter of time your kidneys will start failing just because you are taking too many painkillers. So even though it's a simple medication, it is to be used within safe limits.
Someone is asking, say, please, Dr. Otegbeye, is Dr. Otegbeye the son of a Butemeta Otegbeye at the House Hospital? I don't even want you to talk about that. It's not your business.
I can answer it.
Let him answer.
You want to answer it?
Let him answer.
Dr. Tunji Otegbeye,
Yes.
Ireti Hospital.
Yes.
Of what?
Ireti
The person is correct.
He's correct.
Ah.
Lumumba Otegbeye, yeah. My
Yeah.
name is Lumumba Otegbeye. My father is Dr. Tunji Otegbeye of Ireti Hospital, yeah.
So the person is
very correct.
right, very correct.
Ebute Meta. It was formerly 60.
My name is Ikami Jude. You know my father. See,
We need to clap specially for that person. That person is
yeah.
very observant.
Okay, please, what's the negative side effects of BP and cholesterol medicine? I'm a man in my 40s. My name is Ndu.
Good question.
Very good.
So for BP, you have different classes of medications. You have your calcium channel blockers, you have your beta blockers, you have your ACE inhibitors, different classes. So they all come with different side effects. For instance, there's a group we call diuretics. They help you shed off excess fluid. Some of them, when you take it, you'll be peeing too frequently. You'll be waking up to pee all the time, peeing. You're tired of peeing. People complain. That is it. Then some men will say it affects their libido. We've noticed that happens. For some people, some of them, they may find out that a group called thiazide diuretics will make your sugar go up. It can make your cholesterol go up. Your calcium levels will go up. Even your urea levels may start going up. And then for some other people, you find out that they may have a cough. If you are using ACE inhibitors like lisinopril, you find out that you have a dry cough that will not go away. So if you are on any antihypertensive and you've been coughing, having a dry cough, it's not the time for you to just be changing cough mixture, Mentodex, Coughlin, Benylin. No. Go to your doctor. It may just be a side effect of one of the medications. And then for the cholesterol, the statins may give you muscle aches and pains. Typically, most people complain of that they have muscle aches, with the statins. So if it's becoming unbearable for you, your doctor will find a suitable alternative to give you.
Someone is joining us from Aba. Let me quickly take this one. A quick one though. Please, what are the health advantages and disadvantages of taking, Lipton tea without milk or sugar on an empty stomach every morning? People are used to this. I think it's a very vital one. Dr. Tobe, people are used to this. Just grab a bottle of Lipton without tea, just take it and all of that. They say they want to burn fat or lose weight. I don't know. It's a very vital question. What do you think?
Your Lipton tea is a beverage. Teas to contain certain kinds of stimulants like theobromine and all that. There are forms of stimulant, and then some kind of teas may even have a bit of caffeine in it. But the important thing is that whether you add milk to it or not is your choice. But that it has a particular health benefits to you, I don't know about that. But if you are lactose intolerant, it may be better for you to take it without milk, because at least you won't have abdominal symptoms like the bloating, explosive diarrhea and cramping that people have with milk or dairy products. But basically, if you are taking it without milk or sugar or whatever, just know if it works for you. But I have not seen anybody that has complained that because of Lipton tea or because of a beverage like that they've had some serious health conditions. No, I haven't. But if it's a caffeinated drink like coffee, yes, you may have some side effects because of the tremors, the palpitations that can come from the high caffeine content.
Doctor's Mike. We have a lot of doctors on Doctor's Mike. All right. Doctor will tell us better. Tell us
please,
about
Doctor's Mike, the audience, we can't take all your questions here. So we want you to go to Facebook or Instagram, connect with us on Doctor's Mike. We will continue answering your questions, all your inquiries. We're available to answer them and then give you the guidelines that you need, of course, on your path to wellness. Then, of course, we are open to health talks, seminars. We get invites for that in different organizations, schools, estates, churches, anywhere you just have people who are health oriented and they want to know more about their health and well-being, and they want to be better educated, and they want to make important lifestyle choices. We're there to help you organize such, and then we promise that it's always very impactful, and the beneficiaries of such events, they have good testimonies to say about such.
All right, so Doctor's Mike on Facebook, Doctor's Mike on Instagram. That is DOCTOR''S. That's Doctors. Then Mike is MIC. Doctor's Mike. We're saying this because of our time. We're almost we're good to go. I mean, just a few minutes and we're done. But before I go, someone's asking, what in vitamin B they really do for body? Just a quick one.
What's that question? Okay, so vitamin B, you have different classes of vitamin B. You have B1, B2, B6, B12, B9, even folic acid is B9. So they're very important in nervous coordination, very important in energy, utilization, in your metabolism, and for nerve function. A lot of people who are deficient in vitamin B vitamins, they always come with all sorts of tingling, numbness, and some skin problems too. Because if you are deficient in vitamin B3, for instance, you have what we call pellagra. You can have dermatitis, diarrhea, even dementia. And then if you have B12 deficiency, you have anemia, pernicious anemia, your blood won't be what it's supposed to be. You may even have some degeneration of the cord that affects your brain at the end of the day. If you have B12 deficiency, you're going to have some real nerve issues that affect your central nervous system. So basically, vitamin B is essential. It's a water-soluble vitamin, and it is essential that we get good amounts of it for our healthy body to perform optimally.
Thank you. Someone wants this question answered. Like, if you wait till next week. Yes, this particular one I want to read out now. Good day, doc. Is it advisable for a woman who just gave birth in August? Is it advisable for her to still go ahead and get pregnant 2 months later? She gave birth in August, but no, wait. Anyways, he said, she lost her baby by that same August, just 3 days after she gave birth. All right. Wills from Okoko quickly wants to know. She gave birth to the child. She born her Pekin by August, and so he's looking at, can she quickly give birth again? Is it possible for her to take in almost immediately? Because after all, she lost the baby.
So it's a factor of when her period resumes, after delivery, just like the first question that was asked. It's a period, because if you don't have a regular menstrual period and all your hormones are not back in place, for you to conceive may be an issue. And in fact, the pregnancy hormones that are very high during pregnancy, after pregnancy, they start to wane off gradually. So they don't just stop abruptly like that. And you can't expect that your body is ready to accommodate another child just immediately. But the important thing is to find out, when will the period resume after the initial pregnancy.
So once it resumes, you can go ahead
and then an important thing that she didn't tell us, the mode of delivery of that child. If it was a cesarean section, please no. If it was a cesarean delivery, you need to give time. Allow that uterus to heal properly before they get to open it again. So that's an important factor.
Dr. Olumuyiwa Otegbe, would you want to add to this quickly because of our time?
Do I want to?
Would you want to add to it what he said before we run?
No, there's nothing. He said it all.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to go now. Plenty questions, Dave. I'm sorry. It's always like that, okay? That's what we're asking you to encourage the show. It's a special show that we've been able to put together to meet the needs of the people. We're encouraging those who have a hospital or a pharmacy, or if you're into health and you feel you can be part of this, all right, to expand the time. It's okay. So we can have more. We can talk more, okay? So we're open to, adverts and, of course, sponsorship of this particular show. You know what it means to sponsor? It ain't be saying that you get the show. You decide what happens. That's what it is. All right? But it will make a return same time Thursday. By 10:30, we're always here from 10:30 to 12. All right? Thank you, everyone. Don't forget Doctor's Mic again on Facebook and Instagram. You can drop all of your questions there. And there are plenty of doctors. Like I told you, just here we have, a surgeon here. We have so many other doctors are there waiting. Everybody will just pick your question and give you a very vital answer. That's how we've been able to, package the show. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. I love you so much. And I will be here again 7 a.m. tomorrow. My name is Jude. Ikami Jude. On Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. I am IKAMIJUDEH. IKAMIJUDEH is just one word. That is Ikami Jude. Good morning. Have a wonderful day. Up next is the news at 12. I'm out of here.